I am 40 years old, with 2 children, married for 20 years. I have always been a very ambitious person, achieved a lot in business, constantly coming up with new ideas, and working a lot. My wife, on the other hand, is quiet, not particularly interested in anything special, but she has always supported me in everything. I got married very quickly, just 6 months after breaking up with another woman. Did I love her? Did I want to prove something to someone? Life went on. I moved with her to America. Children were born. I loved her, but I wanted to be with a more energetic, fiery girl. Being with her was boring, but I got used to her. We were close in everything and went through poverty and immigration. No matter what I said or did, she was always agreeable and followed me. But I always lacked some drive and novelty. Life was dull, and there was no energy in bed, just sex. And I liked other women, so I started cheating on her for sex. I didn't want to leave her or ruin the family. I had very brief affairs and she didn't know or suspect anything. I worked a lot, thinking it was for the family. There was a lot of stress, and these one-day relationships helped me deal with stress. I came home happy. This went on for about 5 years. Then I started a new business. It was hard, and our second child was born. I began to pay less attention to her because of work, not because of our relationship. We argued often, like all families. Then I accidentally found out that she had been texting with my boss at work. He sent her intimate photos, and they had been messaging for about 6 months. She denied any intimacy, rather virtual relationships, maybe virtual sex or something like that. I wanted a divorce. She begged me not to do it, then started manipulating the children, and I gave in. I forced myself to believe that they didn't have physical relations. I quit my job and moved to another state. I wanted to live there and visit her, but she and the kids followed me. I decided to try to live as it was. I started over in a new place. The relationship almost returned to normal. I had emotionless one-day affairs for sex, but she didn't know. I thought about her cheating and often talked about it. I think she tried to contact that man and keep track of his life. But he didn't want anything to do with her. I saw that. Then I fell in love with a girl 15 years younger. I immediately told my wife about it, saying that I loved this woman and want a divorce. It drove her crazy. She didn't want to let me go for anything. She started pressuring the children again. The children suffered. I gave up and broke up with this girl. We had a 3-month affair. I suffered because I was in love with this girl. I broke up with her, threw myself into work, and just worked day and night. The relationship with my wife somehow recovered, but became worse mainly because of me. I refused to sleep with her. Sex was rare. I argued with her, started scandals myself. I was depressed. She wanted to constantly climb into bed with me, but as soon as she succeeded, she lost interest until I distanced myself again. And I needed it, and it provoked my petty scandals. I felt she didn't love me and sex and feelings were superficial. Or maybe I was superficial and focused on my feelings for that girl and work. But I was unhappy with her. And then I found out she had a lover. He appeared a month after I returned to her after that girl. She went to his house almost every day when I was at work. They went to restaurants, even went on vacation. She paid for him. He's 10 years younger than her, an illegal immigrant in America, broke and homeless. She lied to him that she was divorced, had no children, was very wealthy, told him she was 10 years younger than she actually is. She had a long, very emotional affair for a year, until I accidentally found out. I left home and started divorce proceedings. She had a tantrum, said she only loved me, that I was to blame for everything. Then I found out that her mother and sister were promoting all this, advising her to divorce. They wanted her to keep half of everything earned, and they wanted to move to America and live off of it all. Her lover also wanted to marry her to get a green card and money. I thought about it and decided to go back. She would take my children, bring her lover into the house, bring her mother, take most of what I earned over the years, and according to American laws, I would still have to pay her a lot for a long time. She told me everything, gave me her phone with the messages, and agreed to everything, as long as I stayed with her and didn't divorce her. I talked to her lover, and he turned out to be a very cowardly and slippery type. I never saw him again. We entered a honeymoon phase, and it continues to this day. I started paying attention to her, and she is happy. But I don't trust her. I can't forgive her infidelity. I can't believe she was capable of cheating on me and lying for so long. This is the second time she's cheated, And it could happen again. And I think, what makes me any better than her? I cheated too. Maybe I cheated because I felt her coldness. I would divorce her if it weren't for the children, but she will ruin their lives. What to do? Pretend it's a honeymoon. Raise the children for another 10 years? But I don't love her. I'm used to her. I feel trapped. I would leave, but I would lose the children and everything I've built in my life. But on the other hand, I miss her.